Once upon a time, in a meadow surrounded by tall, whispering trees, there lived a tiny firefly named Flicker. Flicker was smaller than all the other fireflies, and because of this, his glow was dimmer too. The other fireflies teased him, saying, "You'll never light up the night like us." Flicker felt sad, but deep inside, he believed his light had a purpose. He would sit on a leaf every evening, practicing his glow, hoping one day it would shine as brightly as the stars. One quiet night, as the moon cast its silvery glow over the meadow, a star fell from the sky. It landed in the darkest part of the forest, a place no firefly dared to go. The star's light was fading, and the animals were worried. "The forest will lose its magic if the star's light goes out," whispered an owl. The elder fireflies gathered, but none were brave enough to venture into the dark forest. "It's too dangerous," they buzzed. "I'll go," Flicker said, his tiny voice cutting through the murmurs. The other fireflies laughed. "You? Your glow isn't even bright enough to scare off a moth." But Flicker ignored them. He flitted his tiny wings and flew toward the dark forest. The forest was colder and darker than Flicker had imagined. The trees loomed like giants, their branches reaching out like claws. Strange noises echoed around him, howls, rustles, and the occasional growl. Flicker's light trembled, but he kept going. "The star needs me," he whispered to himself. As he flew deeper, he came across a family of fire ants trapped under a fallen twig. "Help us, please," they cried. Flicker used his tiny glow to guide the ants out from under the twig. "Thank you," they cheered. "You're braver than you look." Feeling a little more confident, Flicker continued his journey. At last, Flicker reached a clearing where the fallen star lay. Its light was barely a flicker now, dimmer than even Flicker's glow. The star looked up at him weakly. "Who are you?" it asked. "I'm Flicker," he said. "I've come to help you." "You're so small," the star said. "How can you help?" Flicker puffed out his tiny chest. "My glow may be small, but it's strong. Let me try." He hovered over the star and began to glow with all his might. At first, nothing happened. But then, the star absorbed Flicker's light, growing brighter and brighter until it lit up the entire clearing. The star rose into the sky, shining brilliantly once more. "Thank you, Flicker," it said. "You didn't just save me, you saved the forest." As the star ascended, its light chased away the darkness in the forest. The trees no longer looked like giants, and the strange noises faded into the night. When Flicker returned to the meadow, the other fireflies stared in awe. "Is that Flicker?" they buzzed. The owl hooted proudly. This little firefly saved the star and restored the forest's magic. From that night on, Flicker wasn't teased anymore. His glow wasn't the brightest, but it was the bravest.